Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel, and we're in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. We're going to be flying to Freetown, Sierra Leone, leg 69 of our world tour. This flight's based on Turkish Airlines 533, flown using an Airbus A330-900, but I'm going to be using the new Airbus A330-900neo from Headwind. You can find that on flightsim.to using the Turkish Airlines livery created by Asal. Alpha India Group's traffic, Bajan Habashi's 4-season pack. Got to update that pack, but it shouldn't affect us too much on this. Starting on the runway because there's no power at this airport, so I can't actually start the plane from cold dark. I'll just be sitting here. So we're going to have to do this all on runway. I'm going to pull up Pack X first, our passengers, and our flight. Alright. We got a sim brief set up over there. I think speed things up. I think I can link the MCDU. That works. Otherwise we'll do it all from scratch. As I was doing, I was trying to get Pack X up. So we're flight 533, cruise up to 40,000. They don't have the 900 yet. 270 passengers. We're going to max it out with our boarding music. I don't think we're going to be able to hear any of this, really. Because we're already on the runway. Wi-Fi today. Alright, and let's get our flight plan put in. Need cost index is going to be 7. 27. Cruising is flight level 400. Alternate is Golf Golf Oscar Victor. I want to go to our next page. What do I do? Page 0 fuel weight, center of gravity, that should be right. No, it reset everything. Why did it do that? We only need 20,000 there. Get our passenger weights. 13,000, there we go. 32,000 is our payload. What's this? There we go. And our flight plan in. Going direct to Oscar Golf, which is the VOR. Then Airways, Uniform Golf 854, do VPOM, and then direct to OVLAGs. Third, back to the flight plan page, then direct to OVLAG, Oscar Victor Lima Alpha Golf. Right there. Okay. That's it. Then we have our standard arrival, which will be OVLAG 1 Bravo. Go departure, our clearance. What clearance? Runway 4. Insert. And I'm just gonna get our arrival. Runway 30, do ILS 30. Our standard terminal arrival, OVLAG 1 Bravo. Approach the, I don't know. So it's going to be OVLAG 1 Bravo. Let's see what the approach is. 0. It's like an arc. Okay, go straight to final. No via. Flight plan is set up. Getting my charts all ready over here. There. Get the rest while we're up in the air. Alright. There we go. Things seemed a little washed out on the A330-900. It's still the cockpit from the A32NX, fly-by-wire. Functional. At least. One of the landing lights. I guess all the landing lights are controlled by this one. Strobe lights on. My turn off lights stay on. Landing lights on. That looks good. More check before we kick off and get our performance. Luckily, I don't have to use a calculator for my speeds here. Transition altitude. 3,600 feet. Flaps will do 2. That. I might have to adjust my speeds now. Actually lowers our speeds. Flaps 2 out. Alright, I think we are ready to go on the runway. Let's get these passengers boarded.
We are ready to go when you are. On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight.
Smoking
At this time,
sign
be sure to place your large carry-on items
on.
in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat passenger. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button carry
hard
on
time
inside of it,
working on
please
things
close
in
the
here.
bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once
Everything
all your items
looks
are put away, please clear
it
the aisle
should
and
be.
sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well.
Spoilers are armed.
If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please leave the exit seating responsibility
Door
to
is
the
locked.
safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to
Airplane
perform
up.
the actions required. If you are not
And
able or prefer
are
not
ready
to
for
perform these
takeoff.
actions, please let a
We're
flight
already
attendant
cleared.
know.
I'm gonna turn on
You
my
are free to
co-pilot
use your
to
portable
the AI
electronic
or
devices
the
during the
ATC.
boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once you depart from the base. Thank you and welcome aboard.
We're definitely going to get to our destination earlier than planned. Expected departure.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 533. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 59 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in the full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Okay, we're a little unrealistic with the PAC-X, but we're starting on the runway and I don't want to sit there much longer. Kind of weird not doing all the startup and everything, but no power. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up.
Turkish Flight 33 Heavy, continue for north departure.
Ouagadougou Turkish 533 Heavy, continue for north departure.
Turkish Flight 33 Heavy, leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
Ouagadougou Turkish 533 Heavy, frequency change. Line of approach Turkish 533 Heavy is type 2 miles northeast of Ouagadougou, 2,300 feet. Request flight following.
Turkish
Going over
533
the
Heavy,
city of
Ouagadougou.
Ouagadougou,
Squawk 5163.
capital of Burkina Faso.
Squawk 5163 Turkish 533 Heavy.
Turkish 533 Heavy, radar contact 3 miles north of Ouagadougou.
Pullback thrusters to
3,300
climb.
feet. QNH 29.901.
Clear our flaps.
Roger Turkish 533 Heavy.
That's gonna be a pain getting that auto thruster.
2,500.
QNH to standard. About 3:25 in the afternoon. This flight usually takes off about 10:30 in the morning, but I'm just going live
Turkish
time.
533 Heavy, contact Leone Center on
Flying at a
126.1.
little
Good day.
too high a rate.
126.1 for Turkish
The
533
autopilot
Heavy.
probably going to descend a little bit.
Leone Center Turkish 533 Heavy, 7,300 feet. Turkish 533 Heavy, Leone Center QNH 29.901, continue as planned.
There's a little problem when you over climb, put the autopilot on and it wants to sync, descend, and then you start speeding.
118.1 Turkish 533 Heavy.
Again,
Line of approach Turkish 533 Heavy, 6,900
I want to see if I can get an
feet.
IFR clearance.
Turkish 533 Heavy, Ouagadougou approach QNH 29.901, continue as planned.
Line of approach Turkish 533 Heavy, 6
There we
miles
go.
west of Ouagadougou.
Yeah, it doesn't work with
IFR to
CRJ,
Golf
but
Foxtrot Lima
do it.
Lima, ready to copy.
Nice.
Turkish 533 Heavy is cleared to Golf Foxtrot Lima Lima Airport as filed. Squawk 5163.
Turkish 533 Heavy cleared to Golf Foxtrot Lima Lima Airport as filed. Squawk 5163.
Know why
Turkish
we're
533
descending.
Heavy, read back correct. Radar contact 6,300 feet. QNH 29.901, continue
Where's
to
that
Gilla
in?
turning and
245, proceed on course climb, and maintain 8,000 feet Turkish 533 Heavy.
Turkish 533 Heavy, contact Niamey Center on 126.1. Good day.
126.1 for Turkish 533 Heavy. Niamey Center Turkish 533 Heavy is passing 6,200 feet, climbing 8,000 feet. Turkish 533 Heavy Niamey Center QNH 29.901 continue to JetBlue as planned.
Why are we not because I pulled back the throttle.
Turkish 533 Heavy,
I hope I
please
didn't kill
expedite
the
your climb 8,000 feet.
thrust. Alright, maybe we're gonna have to use it. There we go. Now it looks like it's going to gauge. There's the climb. Yeah, I forgot I pulled back on the throttle. Really nice if they would I love it when things don't work. What is going on here? This plane just wants to go up and down, up and down. Kind of a bouncy flight to start the day. Clear. Something reasonable.
Niamey Center Turkish 533 Heavy. Request flight level 180. Turkish 533 Heavy climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Expect flight level 180.
There we go.
Climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Expect flight level 180. Turkish 533 Heavy.
Climb. Just want to get over 10,000 feet so we can actually pick up some speed here. Crazy. I can't get this plane to just ignore ATC. Confusing everything. Let's go. There we go. Now watch it climb at like 100 feet per minute. Sure what the climb rate is supposed to be on. 339. Start getting my
Gentlemen, we have now passed
landing lights off.
Now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. Please also remind you to
Turn off the sign.
Galley or middle level. Aircraft is using onboard Wi-Fi. This is required to do small like tasks. We will offer complimentary flight to our partners.
We're going to be cruising 40,000 today.
Heavy.
Our wide range of
Request flight
Make sure
level
that
280.
ATC gets something up there.
Turkish 533 Heavy climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Expect flight level 280.
Let's know how to turn off the fastest.
Climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Expect flight level 280 Turkish 533 Heavy.
I don't know, sometimes it's not the most scenic area. Kind of flat, round. But we are flying all over the world. Going to Sierra Leone, and the next flight will be down to Liberia. That should be a shorter one, 40 minutes, in the New Brussels Airlines livery, 2021. Again in the A330-900neo.
Leone Center Turkish 533 Heavy. Request flight level 380.
Good morning, Petrus Frederickus Augustus Rex Salve.
Maintain 16,000 feet. Expect flight level 380.
Merry Christmas, or well, we're on the second. This is the second day of Christmas, third day of Christmas.
Expect flight level 380.
It is December 27th, so
Heavy.
got the Christmas lights up today on the stream. Wondering how many people are back at work
Turkish
already.
533 Heavy climb and maintain flight level 280.
To get some more viewers in here.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 Turkish.
Crossing
533 Heavy.
16,000, we cleared to 28,000 feet. Flight level 280. On our way to 40,000.
Leone Center Turkish 533 Heavy. Request flight level 400.
How was your Christmas, Petrus?
Turkish 533 Heavy climb and maintain flight level 280. Expect flight level 400. Climb and maintain flight level 280. Expect flight level 400 Turkish 533 Heavy.
Trying to just decrease the rotation speed with e-bind, but it seems to work. This is the A330-900neo. It is proving to be the popular one to buy. It's basically replacing the 300, the A330-300, kind of an updated version. Better, 25% better fuel efficiency, I believe. Competing with the Boeing 787, 10 or 9, that series of planes. They also have a plane, the A330-800, to replace the A330-200 with a shrink-down version. That's a shrink-down version. Both of those planes, the 200 and the 800, are shrink down from the 300 and 900, and you just have a more cost per seat, basically. Might as well just spend a little more and get the bigger plane. A lot of airlines are finding. This one is good, but family members got the C. Got the COVID. Yeah, it's going around. Gotta be careful. I'm surprised I haven't got it. I tend not to be around people in my job often. And most of my day in the truck, and then maybe go inside once in the evening to the truck stop, and then once in the morning for a shower, but just quick in and out. Okay, so our expected arrival is 2 hours 17 minutes. ETA on the overlay is saying 1 hour 39. Clearance about probably 34,000, not all the way to 40,000 now. We are headed west, a little bit southwest. We're going to be, once we get to JetBlue, I think JetBlue's already on. Yeah, we're already on our airway, Uniform Golf 854. JetBlue is the first waypoint on there. Then we're going to Bravo Delta.
Turkish 533 heavy climb and maintain flight level 340.
Right, 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340 Turkish 533 heavy.
We're going to Bravo Delta, VOR. That is going to be Bobo Dioulasso. That's still in Burkina Faso. I'll be skirting the south end of Mali, just north of the border of the Ivory Coast, into Guinea, and then into Sierra Leone. Now we are close to JetBlue. It's going to be near the town of Boramo. Out the window, actually. Custom camera set yet. I want to stay in the plane. View from the co-pilot. Got quite a few eyes over there on YouTube. Really cool. If you guys are on Twitch, it'd be great if you guys could come over to my Twitch channel. I'm trying to, I need to get like the average of 3 viewers to get to affiliate, and I need to get 10 followers, I believe. So if you're also on Twitch, consider going over there. Hey, you can watch them on both. That'd be really cool because get the views on YouTube and get the views on Twitch. So if you're over there, jump in the chat. But I can see your chats either way. Really cool. Christy Nadalem, I go Lego. I got, oh, okay. So for Christmas, is that what it is? Is that what it would be in Latin? Christy Nadalem. I got Lego Titanic model that is 9,090 pieces, and I am on box 2 of 3. All right, you're already going. But I wonder, can you share an image picture in the chat? I don't know if you can, but if you go on my Discord, you can. It'd be cool if you could join the Discord and send a picture over there if you have it. That'd be really cool to see at some point.
533 heavy climb and maintain flight level 400. Climb and maintain flight level 400 Turkish 533 heavy.
Climb to 400. Yeah, so there's links for the Discord below. Actually, I could throw a link. Let me throw a link for the Discord. in chat for all you guys. Here's Twitch. And I want Discord. Here is Discord. Right, if you are, I can see you got a number of viewers on YouTube. If you're over there, yeah, please say hey in the chat. If you like where you're situated, and how was your Christmas? I was exhausted over Christmas. That's why I was late today. I scheduled it for 8. I think 8 is too ambitious. Even though I tend to usually get up at 2 or 3 in the morning when I'm on trucking. When I get home and staying up too late. End up staying up too late, and then it's too cozy. I want to get out of bed if I don't have to. Is Christmas in Latin, and technically the literal translation means birth of Christ. Yeah, we actually went to, on Christmas Eve, 10:30 in the evening, we went over to St. Josephat Basilica in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to see how they do the celebration over there. Lots of incense, lots of pomp and circumstance. Really interesting. Beautiful cathedral, or basilica. Send out some links here. Not sure what you're asking. Alright, it looks like we are leveled out at slowly trying to roll it over to 40,000. I don't know why we're not just getting to 40,000. Because that confuses Pack X if we're not. Actually, that activate this one. We're not actually at 40,000, I think it won't change. Then the passengers won't get their food. Turkish, but in Latin. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we're Turkish Airlines. Again, I don't know currently, when I do these flights, I usually look to see what plane they're using. I try to match up the plane as closely as possible with what I have in the simulator. And this flight has currently or recently been flown with A330-300, and so actually using the Airbus A330-900neo, that mod, this mod that I'm using, it's actually pretty accurate because it will be the plane that will probably take over this route once Turkish gets delivered. Alright, they're serving breakfast. I don't know why they're serving breakfast. It's 3:48 in the afternoon. Could be. 3:48, and they're serving breakfast. Kind of strange. If you're over on YouTube, give the video a like, share it with some of your friends if they'd be interested in watching these lights, and feel free to comment. Tell me about your Christmas. What did you get for Christmas? What did you want for Christmas? And did you get what you wanted for Christmas? Lots of things we can talk about. What did I get? I'm trying to think. I got like a trivia game, trivia card game, and my wife bought me a beard bib. She got me a beard bib because when I trim my beard, little hairs get everywhere. She doesn't appreciate that. Beard bib, and got me a bunch of short ankle kind of socks for the summer, shorts. I don't think I got anything else beyond that. At some point, maybe later today, I'll do we start a different kind of. I have so many different kind of flights I want to do. I want to have like a day where I do just dedicated to doing CRJ flights within America. But maybe I'll change that and just do VFR flights. I kind of want to do just an extended, long VFR journey across the United States of America. Going to sites and places, but do it very similar to this, where I take off from one airport, land at another, and then have to start that one at waypoints. Because that's where Flight Simulator really shines, is the VFR. But if you do want to travel all over the world to every country in the world, the quickest way to do it is by commercial jet. And for all my Twitch viewers, how are you doing? Love to see a shout out in the comments section, the chat. How's it going? As I said, Merry Christmas. And what did you want for Christmas? And did you get it? And what did you get if you didn't get what you wanted? about to get to Bobo Dioulasso. Outside the plane and see that. You can see down below us. There, it's kind of hard to see it. See the airstrip. Okay, so you guys are going to celebrate Christmas a little bit later, closer to January. Do you celebrate Christmas on the 25th, or do you celebrate it on January 6th, traditionally? Those are the two traditional dates. Then going for the interview. Well, good luck with that interview. I definitely have to do some of that, or at least a slight job change, position change at the company I'm at right now. Go get home more. Yeah, that's going to be one of the Roman tradition, and then in Eastern Orthodox is, I think they do the January 6th, which in the Latin tradition would be the Epiphany. Make our turn. Turn to waypoint MX Alpha November India X-ray Alpha. 21 nautical miles. Basically, it's going to be a straight shot for the next about 100 miles. It's a BPOM. 398 miles to our final waypoint of Avlay. All the flight's going to be a straight line. Oh, okay, you already got hired. Cool. What company was that? We're going to be working for a deli, I think you said. Kind of hard though, with everything going on. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's like I want to get a job where I'm not on the road all the time, but you know, the way my job is, I don't have to interact with people too often. Whoa! What a bunch of wind there. Is that this headwind, I believe? 77 knots coming basically right at us. We are getting kind of slowed down. Like directly into the wind. Adolfo's New York Delicatessen. Is that in New York City, or is that in New York State somewhere? I don't know if I asked you, like, where exactly. flight is definitely a different look than when I look out my window. It's all cold and dreary, or not too cold. It's probably in the 30s, above freezing. Light dusting of snow overnight. Now everything's kind of just melting and looking dreary. Not too festive. Yeah, we always get those bots. Let's see. Home city. Home city. Oh, okay, so New York is your home city, but the main location is in Utah. Oh, so is the deli based out of New York or based out? So where are you? Where are you working? Because the main location's in Utah. New York came out there. No New York style sandwich shops. Do we feel with it? Yeah, that's pretty similar to when I was in China, in Shanghai. There's a good New York style pizza place. It's a New Yorker came over to China and did that. So if you want to get a New York slice, you have to go to Shanghai. I'm assuming you're up in New York. Oh, you're in California. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking you were in New York, but it's Gandolfo's New York Delicatessen. He started in Utah. Well, started in Utah. I was thinking New York was your home city, but maybe there are no Gandolfo's New York Delicatessens or this guy's. And then got one also in the city you're at, California. Getting some New York out west. Yeah, that's something I want to do. I want to do some VFR flights. I just did a fun one last night. Didn't stream it or anything. Flying out of San Diego, and really cool. I just didn't realize all the hills and stuff in California. In the San Diego area, so kind of probably gonna plan on doing that if I have time. I don't know how much planning I'll put in which direction I'm gonna go, which airports. Probably should plan a little bit. Be able to see the cool sights. Probably fly around 5,000 feet and see things more. Flying when necessary, get over the mountains. I think I was at 5,000 feet flying from San Diego. Then hit the mountains there, going directly east basically. And I think had to be about 7,500 feet to clear those. Do a little climbing. Not a problem for us in the A330-9. We're at 40,000 feet. Flying over what, at least from this altitude, looks pretty flat. Western Africa. And just about coming up on Anixa. Once we get there, a matter of miles from crossing into very southern end of Mali and kind of skirting the border of the Ivory Coast.
533, heavy flight level 400. Turkish 533 heavy service center. Continue to exit as planned.
Adolfo's locations: California, Utah, Washington, Idaho, Nebraska, and Arkansas. Oh, a little bit of a scattering there. Arkansas kind of flung out there. Nebraska, Idaho, Utah, Washington, California. I guess you skip over Oregon, but I guess you don't need to have every state connected. Kind of interesting how scattered there. Thanks, Classic Evil, for the host. Thank you. Hey, Classic Evil is now following. Great. Thank you very much, Classic Evil. Like Classic Evil does this own replace Call of Duty, Dying Light, Rainbow Six Siege, and Flight Simulator. So if go check out his channel, give him a follow as well. And big thanks to him for hosting me right now. That's awesome. Thanks a lot. How was the Christmas, Classic Evil? Get what you wanted? Get anything at all? Oh, okay. Did you? Is that? I was just on your page. So that you got some. Oh, that was 2 days ago. Yep. New PC stream. So you do have a few streams. A few short ones. Oh no, then you had you played some some Rainbow Six Siege and some, I'm assuming, Microsoft Flight Simulator on that new PC. Cool. Do you have the specs for that? Lady Trucking. Do you do Truck Simulator as well? Yeah, I didn't get a new PC. I upgraded my PC this summer a little bit. Got a new CPU, motherboard. Otherwise, we'd be streaming at probably 15 frames per second. We got the old graphics card though, 1070. Upgrade the memory. Christmas is alright. Kind of small. Watched It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. Caught a little bit of a Christmas Story on Christmas. Got some socks. Got a trivia game. Got a beard bib, I was saying earlier. That when I trim my beard and mustache, the hair is nice and collected. Taking the A330-900 Turkish Flight 533 from Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, Freetown, Sierra Leone. AMD Ryzen 7X, GeForce RTX 3070 Ti, gig RAM. Lucky you. Yeah, let me see what I got for the. I think I have a 5800 for my CPU. That's what I upgraded to. Yeah, I got that same thing. I got the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. That's what I upgraded when I upgraded my memory to 32 gigs. I'm still stuck with the 1070. I suppose I could go out there and get like a 2070. I probably could find one. I got other things I gotta pay for. 1070's alright. I don't think I can have my graphics set to Extreme Ultra in the simulator, but I got it, basically everything set to high. It's fine to me. Burkina Faso used to be known as the Republic of Upper Volta. Look that up. Thanks for a little tidbit. Republique de Haute-Volta. Now Burkina Faso. Okay, so it was established in 1958, December 11th, 1958, self-governing colony within the French community. It had been part of the French Union as the French Upper Volta. I wonder if that was France. France is very interesting with its overseas territories because they are all technically part of France. You have we flew to I think Mayotte or whatever out in the Indian Ocean. There's a few French places, and they're actually part of France. They're not just separate territories like American Samoa or Guam. Or with the British, they have like the British Virgin Islands, but they're actually part of France. I believe they have seats in the government and everything. And then you have metropolitan France, which is what we think of when we say France, a European nation. Technically, I think like French Guiana, Guyana in South America, that is France. It's just another section of France, full section, I believe. I might be completely wrong, but it seems what the Republic of Upper Volta was until it gained independence in 1960, and it only changed its name in 1984. 24 years it was independent, but it's still called Upper Volta. I don't know that. Looks like they are. So the common language is French. Yeah, that's the thing. It's a lot of these places are French speaking. Truck sims, yeah, I do truck sims also. I haven't done a lot because I truck in real life, so the few times I get home, I want to get into the flight simulator. But if I do get more of a local thing, and I'm able to game a little bit every night, I'll probably set aside a night or two to get back into American Truck Simulator. And some VTC. You mean ATC? I'm not sure. VTC. I don't do VATSIM. I am signed up. I did do one flight. I had it refiled and everything, and there was no coverage. I was over here one of these World Tour flights. I think I was flying to Kenya. Kenyatta. Kenya? No, Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya, and as I was coming in for, I think I just was coming in for approach, and then either approach or tower came on for Nairobi, which was pretty cool, but I wasn't expecting it, so I wasn't set, and it was like sort of my first time ever doing VATSIM, and trying to catch up with his accent as well. I don't know for sure if he was from Kenya. He still was speaking English, as he would, but had a thick accent, and I'm not great with listening anyway. So that's gonna be the challenge for me on VATSIM. Yep, there we go. There's the flag, Burkina, or Republic of Upper Volta, coat of arms. Yeah, basically same borders. Now it's Burkina Faso. Okay, it was called Upper Volta because it's the Volta River. See if I can find the Volta River. Map would be better. Assuming. Upper right fatherland. Okay. Or upright now. Right. Upright fatherland. Cool. Yeah, that's I gotta do that a little bit more as we're going on these flights. Talk about a little bit of background. I do sometimes on other flights at a time. It's a little bit longer, about an hour and a half flight, 2 hours. Yeah, so the name Upper Volta indicated that the country contains the upper part of the Volta River. Colors of the national flag correspond to the names of its 3 main tributaries: the Black Volta, the White Volta, and the Red Volta. And the flag was identical to that of the German Empire. So it's kind of interesting considering it was a French colony established in 1908. So interesting that France would choose those colors. I guess they chose the colors based on the river names, and just so happened the way they made it matched the German Empire. And that is kind of funny. Their motto is unity, work, and justice. Unité, travail, justice. Let's look at some information about Burkina Faso itself. Population around 20 million. Actually, the airport we took off, I believe we took off from Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara International Airport in Ouagadougou. That was the airport we took off from today. He was the president from 1982 until 1987 when he was killed in a coup led by Blaise Compaoré, who then became president and ruled the country until his removal on October 31st, 2014. But under Sankara's leadership for those 5 years, he renamed the country Burkina Faso, launched an ambitious socio-economic program which included a nationwide literacy campaign, land redistribution to peasants, railway and road construction, and the outlawing of female genital mutilation, forced marriages, and polygamy. .63% of its population practices Islam and 22% practice Christianity. While its official language is France for government and business, only 15% of the population actually speaks French regularly. 59 native languages. The most common language is Mooré, spoken by about 50% of the Burkinabe. That's what you call Burkina Faso resident citizens. Burkinabe. As we get closer to Sierra Leone, we will talk about that. Oh, virtual trucking company. Okay. Talking to Classic Evil again. Yeah, I've never done. Now that. Yeah, because you got your virtual airlines here in all the different flights of obviously trucking. How can you do virtual trucking companies? Yeah, I never got involved in that, but as I said, if I can make this more of a regular thing, might be something to get into. Basically, over on YouTube, I have, I think, just under 100 episodes of doing a career in American Truck Simulator, even complete with filling out like logbooks and all that. Basically, stopped doing that a ton. I did that a lot when I was in China because I didn't do a lot of driving in China when I first got into it. And so I got the steering wheel, got the shifter, all that, pedals. Was able to do some driving in China in a semi-truck, and that really kind of got me excited about doing trucking in real life. Once we came back to America, it was basically the only option I could think of doing. And now I almost want to spend $80,000 to become a commercial airline pilot because of the flight simulators. Yeah, I did. That was my first. Basically, that's how I started out on YouTube. Was doing American Truck Simulator. Did a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator. I love doing Euro Truck Simulator almost a little bit more because there's so much more built out right now. And then you get pro mods, and it's just driving in a different area. But I do want to get into the Truck Simulator again. And maybe I'll have to look into doing a virtual trucking company. But like I said, I just haven't had time to really devote. I haven't had enough time to be able to devote to doing anything where I'm in a community of sorts the last few years. Because just when you're a real life truck driver, you're out 2-3 weeks at a time, and then you come home on the weekend, for a couple days, 3 days, home time, and you can't spend a lot of that catching up with your community and all that. Definitely when I was in China, had a lot more time, did iRacing, American Truck Simulator, got into X-Plane, that was my first simulator. Started dabbling in YouTube. Right now streaming today on YouTube and Twitch. At some point in the future, we'll start doing exclusive streams for each platform. But right now, viewership is a little small, so I kind of want to build communities, following along here on our tour. Hope you enjoy this music, this lo-fi beats by Spotify some stream beats from Paris Heller. Wait, he's Alpha Gaming on YouTube, probably Twitch as well. Just some nice music to have on the background. I actually like it. It's a little too quiet, a little too boring when it's just flying 40,000 feet. Let me know if you can still hear the airplane though, because I want you to be able to hear the airplane sounds. I watch some streams where they're, whether it's American Truck Simulator or Microsoft Flight Simulator or whatever, and they're flying. You can't hear. They have their sound turned so low that you can't hear the engine or the airplane or anything. Well, if I'm in a simulator watching you fly a plane, I want to hear that propeller or jet, the wind a little bit. Still at 40,000 feet, 305 nautical miles out from Avlag. Once we get to Avlag, let me go back to speed for now. And pull up This is Navigraphs. Yes, I think I have what I need. Parts list. Get our airport here. That. Got our approach and our star. That's the standard terminal arrival. See if we need to be at a certain elevation when we get to Avlag. I think that doesn't. Why did it say flight level 410? Put in my cruising on 400. But we're still supposed to be at that flight level. Then we get to Matin, 2,500, I think. Yeah, there's Matin. There's a holding point. We need to be at 2,500 feet. So 37 nautical miles to descend from 40,000 to 2,500. I think we're going to start a descent a little bit sooner. Likely our flight crew will tell us that. Zoom out here. That right there might be top of descent. Might be wrong what that arrow is. Not an expert, but we're definitely going to start descending before Avlag, I would think. Have from Matin. Actually, a better place to come in would be from Matin and then over to our final. Probably gonna come over.
533 heavy contact Robert Center on 128.1.
What our direct to this point will be, because we're not gonna be on this arc.
128.1 Turkish 533.
We could get on that arc maybe.
Robert Center Turkish 533 heavy flight level 400.
But by 6.5 miles out, that's when we're gonna capture our glide slope 2,000 feet. All right, let's put that away. Hey, if you're on Twitch or YouTube and you haven't jumped in the chat to say hi, please say hi. Let me know what'd you get for Christmas. Classic Evil, he got a new PC and he's got some, looks like some cool Twitch streams. He did some Rainbow Six Siege and a Microsoft Flight Simulator. It looks like, let's see again what he did there. Or she, I'm just, I don't know why I was assuming. Classic Evil has got gonna assume probably a lady because it's Lady Bear Lady Trucking, virtual trucking company, and some pink. Assumption. Classic Evil can correct me. Yeah, recent broadcast over on Classic Evil on Twitch, trying out the Eurofighter in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then about an hour and a half doing a Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege on her new PC she got for Christmas with GTX 3070 graphics cards, so we're all jealous. And then blanked what I was going to say, but Petrus Augustus Rex, he got just say what you got. Oh yeah, you got a Lego Titanic set. That's going to be cool. Already unboxed to 9,090 pieces. Okay, you're a guy, sorry. Should have gone with my first assumption, but you can never assume. Right, so Classic Evil, he got a new computer. You can check him out, Classic Evil on Twitch. Give him some love. He came over here, brought a little raid, brought a viewer over. Not a huge raid, but anything is great. He's our newest follower. And then over on YouTube, Petrus, he got 9,090 piece Titanic Lego set, which is cooler than anything I got, but I'm an adult. I'm not saying you can't get Legos or a computer when you're an adult. I would have loved to have. If someone had bought me a gaming PC or a huge Lego set, that'd be pretty cool. I don't need much. For me, it's all about just having that free time, having enough money to pay the bills, spend time with family. My uncle has he does the big Lego sets. He's always been the guy with big Lego sets. I never had any big Lego sets. I still don't. We always had the basic Legos that I would build buildings and little cityscapes. Or I'd build little X-wings. I'd build little tiny X-wings, and I'd build like a Star Destroyer out of just the regular bricks, and then do the TIE fighters and do like some epic battles and have them blow to pieces and all that. My uncle, I think he'd have the big Millennium Falcon or all the different big giant Lego sets you can make. That's evil. I was in a VA Air Canada, did some flights, but I left and never joined another VA. But I am thinking of joining one again. Yeah, eventually I'm going to have to do that. Right now, again, depending on how the time works out, if it could become something I could do more regular, definitely would love to do a virtual airline. But it's not like I have any shortage of figuring out what flights I want to do, because I do have this world tour that I'm doing. We're only on flight 69. Technically, I think it's flight 170 since I started over in X-Plane in New Zealand. I've flown all through Asia into Africa, but I restarted the counter when I started doing videos for YouTube, and now here I am on Twitch. This is, I think, the second flight we've done on Twitch also. So I've got a lot of places to fly in the airliners, no shortage of planned flights for the world tour. And then they get just doing some VFR flights across America. I also do some regional jet flights in America. Yeah. Yep, we are on flight 69. So make all your jokes. Ouagadougou, and the Freetown. I think I did a virtual airline. I think I was part of a virtual airline, or probably a United Airlines virtual airline for a little while in X-Plane, but then I don't know why I stopped doing that, but I got the idea I want to just fly all over the world. But once I finish this world tour, definitely I'll have to look for a virtual airline, or while I'm doing it, do a virtual airline and get that community. so many different things you can do in these simulators, and it's always been something you've been able to do in gaming. I think sometimes I look back when one of the first games I ever played online was Star Wars Rebellion, which is just a strategy game. It's a two-player strategy. You can play it against the computer, or you can play against another person online. And it came out in 1995, 96, and you go play on MSN or MSN games, Microsoft games. They had like these rooms, and whatever game that lobby was set up for, and I'd play a few games against a Rebellion, and then quickly I got into playing Star Wars Jedi Knight and doing lightsaber dueling and being part of a clan doing that over there on MSN games. And I think I started my own clan. Never really took off, but wanted to do that. X-Wing and TIE Fighter, all those things. Yep, I had Age of Empires 2. I had SimCity 2000 was probably my first game. Yes, I'm flying from former French Africa to former British Africa. Yeah, and we're going to go from British Africa, and then we're going to go to Liberia, which is an American colony for freed slaves and freemen from America in the 1800s, prior to the Civil War. A lot of history. Yeah, Africa's a pretty crazy place when you look at the history. So once we get a little bit closer, we'll look at maybe just scratch the surface of Sierra Leone, a little history there, what's going on. Yeah, but yeah, my first game was SimCity 2000, and there's another one with Community where it's like once we got to SimCity 4, I downloaded so many mods for that. I would have like a city journal where I think on what was there? SimCity 4 Devotion was a website. There was Simtropolis, and you put up pictures of your city and tell stories, and stuff got pretty involved. I know there's a YouTube channel where he does city skylines. I think he was a guy I used to talk to over there, and he's really done some really crazy, cool stuff for city skylines and the new medium of doing video. But yeah, it's like, my first games were SimCity 2000, Civilization 2, Age of Empires 2. We had, my neighbors had TIE Fighter. I think they had X-Wing. They had X-Wing, Star Wars X-Wing on the floppy disks. And then I think my uncle had TIE Fighter on the floppy disk. We could never get TIE Fighter to install because you had to install off of 6 floppy disks, and if any one of them got corrupted at any point, you had to start over. And these games were what, maybe 40 megabytes back then? And it would take you hours and pound your head against the table. But yeah, it's like I did SimCity 4, I did that for so long. I had a website for Madden football. So lots of different games, lots of different communities over the years, and then I got into iRacing and had a community doing that. We broadcast our races for our seasons for a while. Kind of American Truck Simulator and my flight simulators have been a little bit more solo activities, but I've always been trying to with the YouTube and Twitch to build community, and if I get more time over here, hopefully get back into doing some maybe virtual companies, both of those. That'll be something else we'll do on YouTube and Twitch again. I know a lot of subscribers on YouTube have come in through American Truck Simulator videos, and they're like, why are there not new videos? Because I truck in real life, and now it's a little hard to sit down when I come home and do the same exact thing that I do for 10 hours a day, for weeks at a time. Alright, we are coming up on... Trying to see if I can see what river that is right ahead of us. The Milo River. Maybe the Mito River, I can't. Not very clear. And over there, I think that's going to be the city of Can. 111 nautical miles. I think the target altitude is 105 feet. Current 1,000. We need to start our descent about 118 miles before target. Okay, so we've got about 100 miles before we begin our descent. Hopefully ATC, the in-game ATC will give us a heads up and start asking us to come down. Whoa. This is the problem with the drone camera in Flight Simulator now. For some reason, it rotates. Even if you're not on the camera, it just tips over like that. Oh, I got a little sick. I got a little sick from that camera for a second. Really weird. Technically, this is a fictional livery because I don't think Turkish Airlines has any A330-900s yet. It's a relatively new plane. I'm sure they have orders out for it, considering that this flight is usually flown using the 300, and the 900 is just a more fuel-efficient version. This is a great, this A330-900 mod, really good mod, bringing this plane in. It's free, uses assets from the A320neo FlyByWire A320 mod, and it takes over because Project Megapack stopped updating, kind of stopped working on their A330-300, which had a lot of sound issues. The engines sound terrible on that plane. This plane sounds good. It's native, so you don't need to have the fly-by-wire mod to be able to use all the fly-by-wire assets. I guess they asked for permission to just stick the stuff right in here, and so basically this is the same exact cockpit as the A320neo, complete even with the printer. A few modifications, a few buttons removed, you can see. And a few of the textures are not as good as the A320neo. Throttle's slightly different. But it's functional, and it sounds decent. Good plane to fly. If you want a bigger plane than the A320. Alright, well Petrus brought it up that we're basically flying from French Africa to British Africa, or former, obviously. Throw in Sierra Leone. I was very interested why the name of the town is Freetown. If that had anything to do with maybe there was, if there was a colony of freedmen also in Sierra Leone. That's what we're going to get when we go to Liberia. Let's see, Sierra Leone, it's officially the Republic of Sierra Leone. Informally, Salone. It's a country southwest coast of West Africa, bordered by Liberia and Guinea. Tropical climate, population around 7 million. Secular nation with a constitution providing for the separation of state and religion and freedom of conscience. Muslims make up about 3/4 of the population, with an influential Christian minority. The country and its borders known today were founded by the British Crown in 2 phases. First, the coastal Sierra Leone colony in 1808 for returning Africans after the abolition of slavery. Okay, so basically Sierra Leone is the British colony were freedmen, freed slaves, after they abolished slavery. And then Liberia, which we'll be flying to next, is the colony that America founded, or organizations in America founded for freedmen, freed slaves, and probably mostly northern freed slaves, slaves that had been freed when the northern states abolished slavery early on in America's history. And that's why the capital of Liberia is Monrovia, named after James Monroe. So, the coastal Sierra Leone colony in 1808, and then the inland protectorate in 1896. And Sierra Leone finally gained independence in 1961 and became a Commonwealth realm. Let's see, are they still part of the Commonwealth? Looks like they are. Was founded upon independence. It was founded in 1792 by abolitionists. So Freetown was founded by abolitionist Lieutenant John Clarkson on March 11th, 1792. So it was founded before it even became the colony. But it was a settlement for freed African American, Afro-Caribbean, and liberated African slaves. Their descendants are known as the Creole people. The Temne and Loco people were living in villages in land that became known as Freetown before the European arrival. But I was thinking, I was like, why is it called Freetown? Called Freetown because it was also a colony of freed slaves. The British colony of freed slaves. This is the American one, Liberia. I'm trying to see if they still are part of the Commonwealth. Doesn't look like they are. Because usually if you're part of the Commonwealth, like on Wikipedia, it'll show Constitutional Republic 1971, so that might have been the point where I can't find it. Hey, we got some more eyes here on Twitch. Please say hi in the chat. Let's talk about stuff. My standing question, we still got the Christmas lights up. It's the second, I believe it's the second day of Christmas. Maybe the third day. I think Christmas is the first day of Christmas, and then 26th is the second, third. This is the third day of Christmas. How was your Christmas? Did you get what you asked for? Or what did you get? That's the question of the day. We are at 40,000 feet, Turkish Flight 533 from Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso to Freetown, Sierra Leone. I'm kind of talking about Sierra Leone's history. I'm trying to figure out if Sierra Leone is still part of the British Commonwealth of Nations. The country is a member of the United Nations African Union, Economic Community of West African States, Mano River Union, Commonwealth of Nations. Okay, so they are still part of the Commonwealth of Nations. I don't know if that means they... Does that mean they're still under Queen, though? So usually on the Wikipedia pages, though, like on the government, they'll have the president, vice president, chief minister, all that stuff, and then on the top they'll still have a head of state or whatever it is. Second. They are part of the Commonwealth. Former British colony for freed slaves. We're 28 minutes out. We're going to begin our descent at about 100. not 118 miles out from the airport, but 118 miles out from Avlan, I believe. Well, actually, we don't need to start at 118 from Avlan because we need to be at 2,500 by... Not 2,500. Oh no, we do need to be at 2,500. At least according to arrival. Waypoint Matin would be a max speed of 240 knots and altitude 2,500. And then from there we're going to get to our final. We need to be at 2,000 feet, which we'll have no problem doing because we'll already be at 2,500. Come in here, get vectors or whatever. From Avleg, we have 37 miles until Matin, so we actually probably could start a descent at probably 100 miles out from Avleg. We should be fine. We do have to remember we need to slow down, get to 2,500. We'll start about 100 miles out from Avleg. Alright, I'm going to step away for just a few seconds, grab some more water, grab a drink, and just check out what's going on inside of the stream for just a second. Be right back. right back at it. Let's see, what do we got? We got a fuel 12,000 kilos still. Look at my flight plan here. I keep getting like bounced by some wind, like the weather just randomly changes. Okay, flight plan, you can see we were supposed to have 297 passengers, but we don't have the right. I'm going to need to at some point make a new, or look for A330-900 layout for the PAC-X. The fuel on board, 20,000. Should be a place where it tells us what our final fuel is going to be. Somewhere. Or where that is. Should have when you're landing. Oh well. I was just curious about that.
Turkish 533 heavy descent and maintain flight level 320. Descent and maintain flight level 320 Turkish 533 heavy.
Alright, so ATC has us coming, has us descending a little earlier than we. Well, I wanted to do it at 100 miles, so we're actually. I missed it. Our seatbelt sign. Hopefully get down in time. Hopefully ATC has us coming in runway 30. Doesn't switch everything up on us. Seems to usually be the case. Well, we really only have two options: come in runway 30 or come in runway 12. If we have to go in runway 12, we'll actually have more time to descend if we need to. The landscape has got a little bit greener and a little hillier, it looks like. We are in Sierra Leone airspace. Hey to everyone on Twitch. I see we got 5 eyeballs, 5 sets of eyeballs in the stream right now. Say hey, I'd like to see who's all in here. And my question for you, we still have the Christmas lights up. They're up there. It's the 3rd day of Christmas. What did you get for Christmas? Did you have fun? Did you get what you wanted? I got some socks and a beard bib. A beard bib. My wife got tired of beard hairs trimmings all over the bathroom. And she can't clean them up because she is ready to pop. Our baby boy is going to be here any moment. Due date, the official due date is January 2nd. So, any moment, I'm going to be doing one of these live streams and I'm literally going to jump out of here and my plane's going to go flying. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm in the middle of the stream. Just shut it down. The plane's going to have to start the flight over. Hopefully it's not too long of a flight. We're not 7 hours into something. Most of my flights tend to be about an hour, 2 hours. Alright, descending to flight level 240, Turkish 533.
Maintain flight level 240 Turkish 533 heavy.
That's what I gotta get used to doing, is doing a VATS, once we jump over VATS, which I'm gonna do at some point. The thing with doing it in these world tours is that there's not usually a lot of traffic where I'm flying right now. Probably do more VATS once we get into Europe and America. Because it's a lot of activity all the time in Africa. Right now, a lot of Europe, a lot of activity. But what I have to do is I have to get used to reading back the instructions. Sending 24,000, flight level 240, Turkish 533. Put in our performance a little bit. Into destination data. So first we're going to go over to the menu. PSU, AOC, weather request. Let's get our alternate just in case. Then just gonna wait for the message where it says we received it from our company. This messages, Netar, it's printed out. Page. Printing out. Throw it up on our. Oh no! Okay, so this plane doesn't do it. So in the A330-900, when you print something out, you pull it, and it will. This right there. Easy access. Unfortunately, that doesn't work in here. Just gonna have to. We're gonna have to write it down. That's what we're gonna have to do. Radar is things at 211. Broken at 1,400 feet. Temperature is 31, dew point 24. Is 108. Performance page. Start seeing the clouds coming up. Performance page, QNH is 1008, temperature 31, wind 270 at 7 knots, transition altitude, our final approach right there, 5,000 feet. Barometer and radio, those are your
Turkish 533 heavy descent and maintain 16,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 16,000 feet,
Descend
Turkish
and
533
maintain
Heavy.
16,000 feet Turkish 533 Heavy.
Might seem redundant that I have the AI ATC doing that, but if I don't, then I have to click the mouse buttons and everything because we are dealing with the... Oh, there it is. That's not a very convenient place to have... Oh well. Back to our minimums. I believe for barometer, I think it's the 335. Might be wrong. It was 335. Radio is your actual height above the runway 245. Barometer is above sea level. We can choose one or the other. We'll go with 335. Our actual altitude. Miss our approach. We're going to climb straight ahead to 500 feet, then climbing turn right. That right turn right there. Turn right, 4,000 feet, maximum 210 knots, intercept radial 006, Lima Golf, India, Lima 003, and hold or as directed. ILS, we don't have that in yet. I'm going to put in the VOR. 115.5. Course, 295. That. And then the ILS 109.9 has already come in. Once we're in range, it will come up as India Sierra Hotel. And of course, 295 will come in as well. Descending to flight level 160, crossing 18,000 feet, starting to some broken clouds. I'll do my next flight if all goes well on the landing. Might do the next flight right now. We'll just do one continuous stream here. We'll do the next flight to Monrovia. Don't hold me to that, but it might be the plan. Minutes out. Barely to oblate, we're only at 16,000, so I don't know if we're going to get down in time. They might have a different plan for us. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Turkish 533 Heavy.
4,000 feet, Turkish 533 Heavy.
Now we're descending 4,000 feet. We're going to have to slow down to 50. I don't know if we're going to get to math. 40 miles out. Just about enough time. And we have to remember we have to be at 2,000 feet to capture glasses, so we'll have a little extra time past that. get where we need to be. Oh, okay, it's getting the speed down to 40 for some reason. Well, I guess that's our next waypoint. It's going to 240. Need to be at 250 under 10,000 feet. 240 for our next waypoint, Matson.
Turkish 533 Heavy, please expedite your descent 4,000 feet.
Whenever we start our descent, start getting to the lower altitudes, the real beauty of flight simulator starts coming out. And I just love these flights in Africa. To see some areas that you're not used to seeing. All these little villages dotting the hills. Chat box updating so I can see my chat. I see you just posted here. Alright, Petrus doing a breakfast break, doing Legos, but will return to building. Well, I'm glad that you're watching while you're building with the Legos. Like I said, jump over to the Discord, take a picture of that. What's the Discord again? There's the Discord for everybody. And get some of these. Twitch up here. I need to pin some of these links for you guys. There's Twitter as well, so if you want to get on Twitter and whatever works for you. I'd like to see that Titanic, that Lego Titanic. And obviously any other gifts you guys have, if you want to post them in the Discord. Right now the Discord is kind of just not a very organized, so I just throw the pictures in general. Same with Twitter, just post something there, show the pictures, what you got. Moving forward, definitely will be open to suggestions for flights, but the main thing we'll be doing this world tour, I think, and like I said, once I figure out my schedule, we'll set up some days, and maybe we'll have a day where it's world tour, we'll just do that, and then another day it's VFR, and then another day it's free for all. You guys pick the flight, we'll fly there. I'd love to do something like that. All right, so we can start seeing the positions. Really weird. Oh, okay, so it's having us go to Matson, and then we're still coming in on the radio. It's going to have us come the radio around some We have plenty of time. For some reason it has this flight level 0, even though we need to get 2500 map.
Turkish 533 heavy contact Freetown approach on 119.1. Good day. Going to 119.1 Turkish 533.
Hey, all you lurkers, say hi.
Freetown approach Turkish 533 heavy
we are
is
on
passing
approach.
10,400 feet, descending
We are approaching. Just
4,000
about to turn
feet.
on the landing lights.
Turkish Flight 33 Heavy Freetown approach QNH 29.77. Continue to maiden as planned.
2977 is our. Be the same as QNH 1008. We're on our approach to Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone, former British colony for freed slaves. Petrus is back to building his 9,090-piece Titanic Lego set, and I'm begging him for some pictures. We got links for stuff on.
All Wi-Fi related tasks, show any larger electronics.
I pinned the Discord on YouTube. I'm not sure how. I haven't set all that stuff up on Twitch yet. I'm still pretty new to this. It should be in the chat there. If you aren't following already, please hit that follow. I'm trying to get to 10 followers. And an average of 3 viewers on each stream gets that affiliate status on Twitch, and we can do some more fun
Maintain
stuff.
present heading and altitude. Expect VORD on the runway 12 approach by Lima Golf India 29er tree radial 15 DMER clear to Lima Golf India.
Alright, so we're gonna have to swap this because
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect VORDME runway 12 approach via Lima Gulf India 29er tree radial 15 DMER cleared to Lima Gulf India Turkish 533 heavy.
Alright, we gotta change this because they gave us the opposite side. We're gonna do VOR, it looks like. So VOR 12. Lima Golf India 293 radial 15 MER clear to Lima Golf. I don't think there's any third. Everything is set. Back to our roll. Runway 12. We gotta change all of our stuff. Wrong thing. Close the wrong thing. Alright, so you can see where we're flying. We're gonna be on this 15 DME arc, and we're gonna be coming on this side. Let's change the approach. Approach is gonna be there. Position Lima 003. We're going right now. We're going to go on the arc. And we're flying up. That shot. Hit it. Alright, so 113 is our VOR. VOR, but you can see in the right direction. We need to be at 4,000 feet at 15 miles out. There we go. And our minimum is 470 for the VOR. 177 for our QNH, or 1008. Minimum 470 feet. Beautiful cloud cover here. I always like having some clouds. Hey, Michael Life TV, you have joined in just for our approach. We're doing a VOR runway 12 into Freetown, Sierra Leone. We're going to get on this ARC DME, 15 nautical miles. That means we're going to do an ARC at 15 nautical miles out. I don't know, I don't think it's out here. It is maintaining 15 miles away from the VOR. That's that for now. Much greener than where we started in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. Give our speed down to 250. Landing lights are on. Put our auto brake to medium. Look if there's any speed limits per se on the, actually 230 knots. See, it's coming down to 230 knots. Landing speed is going to be 141. Passengers have the seatbelts on. Go out into the Atlantic Ocean a little ways. Now we've flown in this area multiple times. Conakry is just to our north, that direction. That might be our alternate. And Monrovia is just going to be short. It's going to be a very short flight, our next flight. So I think I'm going to do that flight too. It's going to probably be a 20-minute flight, not much more. I'm going to have to back out of this flight and load in the Brussels livery. We'll probably do a cold dark startup. This is what we did for this flight. I think there is power at Freetown's airport. Ouagadougou didn't have any power, so that's alright if you don't use Discord, Petrus. I mean, if you can go on Twitter. Don't. That's cool. I'd love to see that Titanic. Maybe I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I can pull up a picture of it. Yes. So we're at 15 miles out from the VOR. There it goes, 14.9. We need to be 15 miles out. Once we get to this point, that is going to be 6.9 miles out. We need to be at 2,000 feet. And we'll start a 3-degree descent. The runway. Now on this missed approach, we're going to climb straight ahead to 500 and turn left. So if we're coming the other way, we turn right. Either way, we're going to turn. We're going to point Lima 003, which is where we started this arc. We will attempt another landing at runway 12.
Turkish Flight 33 Heavy, you are 15 miles southwest of Golf Foxtrot Lima. Freetown Tower on 118.11 inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.1 Turkish, 533 heavy. Freetown Tower, Turkish 533, heavy 15 miles northwest, inbound for DME runway 12 approach. Turkish 533 heavy,
That is
Freetown Tower.
expensive.
QNH 29.77.
Well, I'll show that once we get back up in the air for our
Clear
next
VOR
flight.
DME, runway 12 approach. Cleared VOR, DME runway 12 approach, Turkish 533 heavy.
And we're on our final approach into Freetown, Sierra Leone, on our flight from Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, in Turkish Airlines Flight 533 in the Airbus A330-900neo. Flight 69 of our world tour, picking off one more country. Not ticking them off, making them angry, but checking it off the list of countries in the world. Checking off Sierra Leone here in West Africa. Flaps 2. Usually ATC will give us clearance, but I gotta get used to it because VAT said they don't do that. They just say you're cleared and then you bring yourself in. So we need to be at 2,000 feet. I think we're a little too high. Flaps 3. Landing gear.
$2,500.
Alright, 3-degree descent. You're dragging it. Oh yeah, I'm dragging it. Get our speed slowed down.
Heavy, wind 276 at 10. Clear to land runway 12.
3-degree descent.
Clear to land
Got the
runway
runway in
12
sight.
Turkish, 533 heavy.
I think we're off to the right though. That's full. I think I was going a little too steep on the descent. There we go. Definitely a bigger plane than the CRJ, which is usually the plane we land manual. Most of
1,000.
it to the left.
100 above. 500. Minimum 400. 300. 200.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Alright, so we're going to go all the way to the end of the runway and turn around.
Turkish 533 Heavy exit runway when able.
Ladies and
Turkish
gentlemen, we have
533
reached
Heavy
our
contact ground
The
on
local time is
121.9er.
5:32 p.m. and it's currently
Going to
about
121.9er Turkish 533 Heavy.
Your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the air traffic comes to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use
Hey,
caution
welcome
when
to
opening
Freetown,
overhead
Sierra
bins
Leone.
and
We're going to try to get this
This is
plane
your
to
final
turn.
destination.
Whatever reverse is on, that's why. Kind of hard to adjust your speed. Reverse is still on. Clean the spoilers. Need to arm them. We're on the ground. Let's get the EPU started. Really beautiful here in Sierra Leone. I'm not sure how many of these trees are flight simulator trees and how many of these trees are from the seasonal pack that you can find a link for below. He does great work. He's added some great trees. Just had an update more personalizing the trees, or I don't know what the proper word would be, but making the trees exactly what they would look like in those places. Seasonal. So here we're near the equator. It is summer in the south, so got more summer trees. If we were further north, we'd have winter trees. We'd have trees with no leaves. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to finish this flight, park the plane, reward the passengers, take a look at our map, and then I'm going to just back out. I'm going to throw up the intermission screen and set up our next flight. Burn! Oh, this plane. Really got to get it slowed down to be able to make the turns. Turn off our landing lights. Strobe. Off the ATC. Did contact the ground. Exit parking. Probably isn't the best place to park. Kind of going over here because all the stuff is here. Try not to take out this pole. Parking brake set. I don't know why the spoilers are out again. I think the spoilers because I hit the brakes and they were armed. Flaps are cleared. My shutdown checklist. Parking brake on. Turn on the APU. Bleed. Actually, get some of this stuff over here. Power. There's baggage. Stairs gonna unload us on the right side. Interesting. Hoping I have external power at this airport. If I don't, we're gonna make sure that we do the external power works. If it doesn't, we're gonna have to start on the runway for the next flight. There we go. On. Now we'll go engine master switches 2 and 1 off. And the engines are going to start spooling down. Okay, beacon light off, nose light off. Beacon light, nav logo. Have logo light, taxi, seatbelt signs off.
We'll see what we can do. No problem. We're still deboarding.
Alright, fuel pumps off. Ground equipment is connected. Your oxygen supply off. Gears off. 3, 2, 1. Turn the lights off, APU bleed, and master switch off. Do a restart power. No smoking signs off, battery 1 and 2 off. So while we're waiting for the passengers to get off the plane, I'm going to pull up Atlanta quick. View our flight. Landing rate 186, nice. Course 0.93, fuel burn 8,800 kilos, distance 782, flight time 2 hours 8 minutes, passengers 327. I don't know why it says 327 on the sim brief. It's like 297. I don't know. Confusing. Landing speed just a little quick, but right around where we need to be. Then pull up our world map. And here's Sierra Leone. Africa is starting to fill in nicely. We just have a few more countries. Looks like we got Liberia, Western Sahara, Libya, Tunisia, and Algeria. We're done with Africa then. We'll be going into the Middle East, then up into Europe. I'm going to get these passengers boarded just a little quicker. We can see the report from PAC-X as well. See all of our passengers. Again, the localized names for the passengers. They get off really slowly. I don't think that's really... It's supposedly realistic speed, but... I don't know, people get off a little bit quicker than that. Let's just do instant, get them off the plane. Short and end that flight. They were satisfied, landing rate 183, similar to everything else we had there. Soft landing. Totally telling my friends about this airline, I'm glad. Had Wi-Fi, glad we're here early. We're here early. Say that? Yeah, arrival time. Planned arrival was 5:55. We got here at 5:30. So, you're early. Okay, I'm gonna throw up the intermission. Gonna go and grab something to eat really quick. Start setting up the next flight. We're gonna be flying from Freetown, Sierra Leone, over to Monrovia, Liberia. That's going to be a shorter flight, but again, we're going to be doing it in the A330-900. So stick around. Don't change the channel. I'd love to see you guys all back, and let's continue chatting. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're over on Twitch, hit the follow, please. We got 7 followers. I'm trying to get to 10, and I see some people watching, so if you haven't hit the follow already, do that. And I'll see you in probably 10 minutes. Didn't take that long, but that's what we'll say.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. We are at Blaise Diagne International Airport in Dakar, Senegal. And we're going to be flying today to Modibo Keita. Alright, before we get too far along here in our cruise, we're about 36 minutes out, it looks like. So I'll jump into our performance page. Well, first, before I do that, we're on our performance page. Go over here and get the MEDAR data for our arrival. Golf Alpha Bravo Sierra. And we can compare if this is the same as what we got over on our fly pad over here. Coming from Volanta. So for Golf Alpha Bravo Sierra, Modibo Keita International Airport. So for the... Okay, so that's the 12th, 2330 Zulu. Wind is 40 degrees at 4 knots. That matches up. 21 degrees, 4 degree dew point. And our QNH is 1013. Let's print this out so we have that for reference when we're on our performance page. Alright, so approach 1013 for our QNH. Temperature 21. Wind 40 degrees at 4 knots. Transition altitude. I'm gonna pull up one of the approach plates, and it's gonna be 3,300. And then this will be our minimums once we get a runway assignment. Approach is all set up, still in cruise phase. And I was worried that Pack X wasn't going to switch to cruise phase, but it did, and they served dinner. Bring over Pack X and we can see we got our localized language, or our localized names. Got some of these Asian names here with very interesting last names. I had a few of those on our flight yesterday during the live stream. Ji Liang, Altamirano, and he's out on business. That makes sense. The rest of these names look like they'd be names you'd find in Western Africa. Gary Gordon, looking like he's on a trip for leisure. Diana Bailey. Jack Jorstrom. Hey, I'm guessing he's not from Senegal. He could be, but he's probably from Sweden, Denmark, something like that. I like to look through here, see if there's any names that seem familiar. Not really any. Matilde Elliott. And luckily they served dinner, so everyone is not hungry now, or they're eating currently.
Hey guys, we're back here at where are we? Freetown, Sierra Leone at Freetown Longi International Airport. We're going to be flying to Roberts International Airport in Monrovia, Liberia. This is flight 70. Thanks for sticking around during the intermission. We're going to do 2 flights today, and then I'm going to shut it down for a while, maybe come back in the evening, do VFR, or do some more flights, but I'm going to have to make lunch after this flight and maybe do some shopping for the baby. That's coming. All right, this flight is based on Brussels Airlines 243, usually flown with an Airbus A330-900, but we'll be using the A330-900neo from Headwind with the Brussels Airlines livery for 2021, the new livery this year. Close. There we go. Let's get in here. I didn't adjust my camera, so let's adjust that quickly. Got the catering coming on. Everything's kind of jumbled up right in front there. Baggage going in the back. There's the new Brussels airline livery for 2021. Just came out. Created by Unit Death. And then we're using Alpha India Group's traffic. If we see any other traffic, haven't seen any. And then Bijan Habashi's 4th season pack. That's all we got for an introduction. I'll make that. We'll keep it as it is. So we're going Golf Foxtrot Lima Lima to Golf Lima Romeo Bravo. Let's get inside the plane. Uh-oh. Broke everything. And let's start this plane up. We weren't able to do cold dark last time because we didn't have any ground power, but we do right now. We're just going to do our safety check quickly. Parking brake is set, flaps and spoilers are down, engine switches are off, ignition is normal. Throttle is at idle. I turn our lights on as we see them. The landing gear is down. Wipers are off. Everything looks good, so we can over here. Battery 1 and 2. We do have external power, so we'll just turn that on right away. Get our overhead integrated lighting turned on as well. Let's see. Strobe lights set to auto. Deers 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. APU and engine fire tests. Alright, APU engine fire test complete. Instrument display brightness. We're doing that. Seatbelt signs. We're going to set right there. We'll set no smoking to auto. Emergency exit lights are armed. Annunciator lights, we'll test those. Good. And let's get the passengers coming on board. We have a full flight today. 5 career mode. Bravo Echo Lima 243 B line, so Belgium or Brussels Airlines. 33,000 is our altitude. 42 minutes our expected flight time, 38 minutes to take off, and we got a full flight. I still need to make or find a layout for the 900, and because on the flight plan it's saying we have 279 passengers, here it's saying 270. Works either way. Full flight. Let's see if I have any boarding music for Brussels. Yes, I do. Custom safety brief. We'll do Wi-Fi again. That Brussels airline music coming on. Passengers are boarding. See how long we have.
We're still boarding. Let us know.
14 minutes left. That's not too bad. Let's get our IFR clearance. We have an evening takeoff here. This is live time. Looks 6:03. Ground.
Freetown ground, Beeline 243 Heavy IFR to Roberts, ready to copy.
Beeline 243 Heavy is cleared to Roberts Airport and filed. Takeoff runway 30 climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 128.1 squawk 0761.
Takeoff runway 30 climb, maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency 128.1 squawk 0761. Beeline 243 Heavy.
Beeline 243 Heavy cleared to Roberts Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 30 climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 128.1 squawk 0761.
Beeline 243 Heavy read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9er. Good day.
Alright, so let's on with our setup. Actually get into our flight computer. Actually, I want to make sure our weights and balances are all correct. Fuel is 12,000. The let's need 12,670. 1,070. Very little fuel, as you can see. Just a little bit. Payload, not a little on there. The payload's still the same. About 30.2, 30,200. Okay, so get in flight computer. PSU, AOC, hit/press, the DAT request, 42 minutes our estimated time. Back to the initial page, cost index. And cost index is right here, 16. 16. Cruising 330. Zero fuel weight, center of gravity, fuel planning. That's wrong. Block is going to be 1.12.6. Go to our flight plan page. Put in our flight plan. It's going to be direct to Lima, Golf, India. The VOR here. And you there waypoints, airways, uniform, Golf 614. And we'll take that direct to at through. It didn't put that in, did it? Uniform, Golf 614. Airway waypoint is okay. That's not good. Alright, we'll just skip that. We'll just go mat true then because deal. Very short flight. Probably basically direct anyway. Mat true insert. Check out my. Yeah, we really don't need to put the airway in because just direct.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight.
68 nautical miles.
At this time,
88.
short for all large carry-on items.
Back to our radial nav page. Put in.
If you have any trouble or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to let a flight
Put in the
attendant know.
VOR for our final.
Put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full.
The
Make sure you
1-1.
close it as a courtesy to other
And
passengers.
3.8.
Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by.
Of course, for our final that we're assuming right now is going to be 402 degrees. Alright, and at page 2 we did that. Was our zero fuel weight. Performance page P1. Let's put up flaps 2 on there.
Portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once
Two,
you depart.
B1 is 1 for 1. Rotate. B2, 1 for 6. I believe our transition was 5,000 feet. That's where we transition from the ground pressure to standard. Everything else will keep the same. Ready there. Down here, predicted wind shear is set to auto. Cockpit door is locked. Barometric reference. At the ATIS. References. Hit the B key. 29.77, same as it was before. Or 1008. UR ADF, FCU altitude, got our altitude heading and speed of dash. Paris alignment check. PFIS is arc and 10 nautical miles, and flight directors are both on. Get APU master switch on and start. In reality, we need to have the fuel pumps on. Okay. Clear the white lights while that's starting up. Crew oxygen supply. Everything else looks good. Hey Petrus, sorry I didn't see your message there. Hope you are back. We got a short flight here, 221 nautical miles. It should take about 40 minutes once we get in the air. If you are watching and haven't said hey, or say hey again, let's get a check-in here on this flight. We're 3 hours into the live stream. That's awesome. This is going to be the last flight, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a break, maybe do some more flying in the evening. Do VFR stuff then. Alright. Got crew oxygen supply, fuel pumps, and the APU is on. Check that the electrical will be going to the APU once we clear that external power. There it is. APU is generating. Air conditioning, navigation lights. Lights on the thing. Don't need the wing. Nav and logo. Power off, beacon light on, because we're going to ready for pushback. Expedite this boarding.
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
Interesting how they're boarding at that door with the stairs, not both the doors. I'm really looking forward to getting the PMDP, one of those planes, because they have all that ground trap, all the ground stuff, and it's really set up to work exactly with the plane. Really get immersed. With the most ground crew I've seen standing around the plane. 3 people over here. Got chocks. Beautiful sunset. Flight in real life takes off at about 7 o'clock. You know what? It actually might take off at 5. I just can't read on military times. Oh, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock takeoff. We're going to be taking off about like 6:30 maybe. A little earlier. Alright, so I think all the passengers are on board. And control can't control the doors in here. Stairs. Entering baggage. Get out of here. Passenger door is shut. Waiting for that catering door. The luggage door is to close. I have no way to control the doors, it looks like. Oh no, what happened? What happened to my APU? Oh no. Okay, the APU didn't act like it's supposed to. But hopefully we didn't lose all of our... I don't think we did. That's all still in there. I wonder why lost all of our... Alright. Alright, so the APU doesn't want to work. I guess we're going to have to start the engines first. So we're going to turn on our beacon lights. To be safe, we're going to start the engines here before we get our pushback. That was really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Back.
Cockpit to ground.
There we go. We got the actual voice.
Ground. Stand by.
I think with this toolback pushback, it actually animates some of the connection versus like the default. It just kind of connects.
Okay, sir. The bypass
just
pin is
connected.
installed. All doors and
Maybe it
hatches
doesn't
closed
see
and
our
all
jack.
ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Oh, there we go. Now we're getting there.
Standing by for pushback.
Something here. There we go.
Ground. Please cancel pushback operation.
Roger. Pushback canceled.
Whoa, why did we just do that?
Cockpit to ground.
Why did you just drop the plane?
This is ground. Stand by.
Oh, alright. I wish all this ground stuff would get out of the way. That would be nice.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
Kind of.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Standing by for pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay,
Ground.
pushback
Please
completed.
cancel
Please set
pushback
your parking
operation.
brake. Roger, pushback canceled.
Alright, I don't know what's going on here. Why did I just get I just got a landing here? Well, it's because I Okay, drop. How do we... Oh, man. Am I not going to be able to... Here's the thing, you know, if you use a mod, it might not work. Really frustrating because it won't let me get my... It won't let me turn on the APU for some reason. I can't get the engine to start either. I'm not getting any engine start. Alright, that kind of sucks. Okay, we're gonna have to start this flight. To the runway. Let's see if it'll turn the engines on and everything once we're ready for taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 243 for service to Liberia. Our flight time will be roughly 42 minutes.
We still have our flight plan, that's cool. Okay, so I had to skip ahead so we could get the engine actually. I'm having some problem with the APU. Beacon lights are on, strobe lights, let's turn on the taxi.
Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
I don't like doing that because everything's actually it's supposed to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
So we're going 6,000 feet.
And clear blue skies. It's no wonder birds always fly happy. And after these safety instructions,
That was a little jarring.
we totally understand.
Alright, so we are ready for taxi. That transponder is set. Let's send it. You guys, how do you get used to flying something like this? I got zero idea what I'm doing. Well, this is the A330-900. I've got in front of me, right here, I have a checklist for how to get the A320neo going, the fly-by-wire, and this uses the fly-by-wire cockpit. So basically follow it. As you saw, if you were just in here, I had to kind of skip ahead because I was having a problem with the APU working and getting the engine started. So it might not work perfectly right now. I don't know what's going on with that. Basically, I've been flying. I started flying the 737 in X-plane. It took me a while to learn how to land and how to find all the buttons. It just, you got to keep doing it. There's lots of great tutorials out there. How to start up the plane, how to do different things, and procedures. And if you watch these videos, I'll go through, I'll be doing them as we do them. As we need to
Freetown ground, beeline 243 heavy ready to
do
taxi
various
IS4.
things.
Beeline
Come on,
243 heavy taxi to land offshore runway 30 using taxiway cross runway 30.
Just watch this flight and you'll see what you need to do.
And adjust if necessary. Remember to secure your
Taxi to and hold short runway 30 using taxiway cross runway 30 beeline 243 heavy.
Alright, so we're taxiing to runway 30. Take it up. So we landed runway 12, but we're taking off runway 30.
In economy class,
Really weird.
you'll find the life jacket under your seat. In business class, in a double seat, the life jacket is located
runway
below
30.
the
Let me
middle
just
seats.
here
In
I
a single
have
seat,
it.
it's on your right, below the seat.
Okay, we're
So
gonna need to
should
go
you
to
need
our
use
right.
it, take the life
Down the
jacket
runway.
out of the bag, place it over your head, and tighten the strap around your waist. Wait until you're out of the
Auto
plane.
brake, let's set that to.
Inflating
We
it.
got it at a maximum already.
Air inside your
A lot of
bag.
this stuff's already set because I skipped ahead to taxi because I
Now
couldn't
take a
get that
moment to
plane
locate the
to
emergency
turn on.
exits, which
The
funnily
weather
enough
radar.
are marked with an exit sign. If we
Those
have to
lights, taxi
evacuate,
already.
follow the fluorescent strip on the floor.
Start the chronometer.
The nearest exit may be behind you rather than in front
And
of you.
we're takeoff config.
What were you doing? Anyway, don't worry. There's a safety card in the seat pocket in front of you. Please read it carefully, especially
Got our
if you're
flaps.
seated next to one of the emergency
And put
exits.
the auto
Okay, we're
button
almost
out.
ready to fly now. Please relax, straighten your feathers, make sure that your
There we go.
seat's in the upright position,
Cabin check.
and your table's folded away. Thank you for listening to me. I had a lot of fun, but rest assured, we take your safety very seriously. Enjoy your flight.
And let's start a taxi. We're gonna taxi onto the runway and double back on runway 30.
Please note the cabin lights will be dimmed for departure and landing. If you require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
Well, if you've gotten to pushback, if you've done cold start, if you did a cold, dark start, you got to pushback, you're doing pretty good. That's where most of the stuff. Now, yeah, there's a lot of other things like, okay, how do I do the flight computer, VORs, stuff like that, the ILS. I think this one, the plan on my sim brief is the VOR into Monrovia. I might do an ILS. I usually land manually, but it will be getting kind of dark by then, so yeah. Taxiing onto, we're on the runway, so let's turn on our strobe lights. We're on an active runway, turn on the landing lights, everyone can see us. That no smoking sign on, as we can. If you just keep doing it, like when I first got into X-Plane, it was so overwhelming doing the 737. And then when I switched over, I had already been flying a plane like this with lots of switches and stuff to start up, and I had no idea how to do the Airbus A320 or any of the Airbuses because it's a whole different setup than the Boeing. And so I had to watch some videos, get a good checklist where it takes you just directly through. When I do the CRJ, Aerosoft CRJs, that requires, I think we're supposed to go the other way. But I do the CRJs, and those are, I'm still not used to it. I literally have I have the documentation for it, and it's just
Freetown Tower B line 243 heavy ready for IFR departure.
Just going through
runway
each picture,
30.
trying to find the.
Beeline 243 heavy QNH.
Yeah, go for it. Thanks for the follow, James. Yeah, I fly with these world tour flights. I'm going to be flying the A320 a lot, so the Airbus is a lot. But as I was saying, like the CRJ, I've flown that only probably five, 6 times. I can't just go through and hit all the right buttons while thinking about it or going through the checklist. Alright, we are clear for takeoff. Beeline 243 heavy. Thought I armed the spoilers. No, because I braked really hard, so. Boy. Getting these big planes in position. Good shore. Yeah, so basically this is the, if you have the A320, I would highly suggest if you're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you're on Microsoft Flight Simulator, get the FlyByWire A32NX mod. That is, if you're just flying with the vanilla A320, it's not as good. Got a lot more of the systems are, and this, what I'm flying right here, basically this cockpit, all the systems are from that mod, and they've been brought into this bigger body plane, the A330-900. But watch this flight, and I've got a ton of other flights on YouTube where I've flown the A320. Future flights doing this world tour will be hit in the A320 a lot because it's the best plane right now. Oh, you're on console. I don't think they have it, but you'll get a gist. I mean, at least some of the stuff, because the default A320 doesn't model as many things, so you won't have to do as many things. All right, we are ready for takeoff. One more check. We have our transponder to TCAS, or to TARA. TCAS is at TARA, transponder is on. Hold the brakes, stabilize the thrust at 40%. And go takeoff, go around. That's a hard brake there. Beautiful sunset. B1 rotate. Clear flaps 1. Landing gear up. I don't know what that is falling out of the plane. That's something.
Beeline 243 heavy contact Roberts Center on
You guys should
128
land because I don't know what's going on there. Something weird glitch.
128.1 for Beeline 243 heavy. Roberts Center Beeline 243
Clear flaps
heavy
one.
is
I
passing
cleared flaps two, now we're clearing
1,200
flaps
feet,
one.
climbing 6,000 feet.
Beeline 243 heavy Roberts Center QNH 29.80 continuous planned. Beeline 243
back to
heavy
thrust
reset
line.
transponder. Squawk 0761.
We'll set the autopilot. Turn off our runway, turn off lights, taxi lights, keep the landing lights on until we get to 10,000 feet. Disarm
Beeline
the
243
spoilers.
heavy, your transponder appears inoperative or malfunctioning. Reset squawk 0761.
What sucks is you can't set the squawk. So now it's going to complain to me that I'm inoperative.
Roberts Center Beeline
this
243
will help
heavy
it.
requests destination. Change to Roberts.
Beeline 243 heavy is cleared to Roberts Airport as filed. Squawk 0761.
Beeline 243 heavy cleared to Roberts Airport as filed. Squawk 0761.
There we go.
Beeline 243 heavy readback correct. Radar contact 5,300 feet. QNH 29.80 continue to Lima Gulf India turning and following heading 090 proceed on course climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
That's going to be kind of a weird glitch there.
Continue to Lima Gulf India turning and following
Also
heading
reset
090 resume mode navigation climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Beeline 243 heavy.
Locations. Yeah, very low clouds. They're broken at about 1,400 feet. We're to climb 11,000. Already cleared the transition, so we're at standard pressure. Cargo door is still open. Saying it's still open, but it isn't. Maybe that's the glitch there. That's a little annoying. Alright, about 48 minutes. Should come down as we get higher into our cruising altitude. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the console, I think, but I do know that FlyByWire is a console now.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000 feet. Turn off larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to keep seatbelt fastened throughout the journey. Flight do not form a line. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to We will offer complimentary in-flight communication to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
What the? I don't know what's going on with my plane here. Now this should descend. No, I don't. Or a cabin. Going up.
Beeline 243 heavy climb and maintain 17,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet. Beeline
Be-
243 heavy.
We'll figure out what this excess cabin altitude, crew oxygen mask on, descent initiate if rapid decompression, emergency descent flight level 100. Speed brake full, speed max appropriate. Cancel that. Oh, okay. I had the accidentally flipped this. That's why the adheres pick where your data's coming from. Cabin altitude is right. Well, I could go back and land, but I'm just gonna ignore this. It's not really affecting anything. I don't know if that's like an actual failure. Is that a flight simulator failure? I do have failures set occasionally, so maybe that's what that is.
Beeline to Fortree Heavy, please expedite your climb 17,000 feet.
So weird. I'm wondering if that was. Well, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna ignore it for this flight. I'm not sure if it's just an error. Maybe that might be an error that just sprouts up because I do have faults and stuff set that it like goes random hours. And maybe that's exactly what that is. So you could actually simulate this. I should descend and go and land back at the airport, but we'll ignore it and we'll just kill all the passengers. I don't know. That is pretty funny that there is that error. I really do. I think that might be an error because I think I have failures set up that it will do it at random times. So I should have taken advantage and gone back to land. Well, we'll get this flight in. If something like that happens again, then I guess I'll do it. It's the first time I've ever had like a warning like that pop up. But maybe I don't know if that's just the plane is broken or that's actually something wrong with the systems on this plane. The issue is I'm not seeing it anywhere else. I think the cabin altitude is correct. I'm actually going to have to pay attention. Because cabin altitude, maybe that's wrong. There is a decompression. I've never actually paid attention to that. I'm getting a little nervous. I think the cabin altitude should be locked in at like 4,000 feet or something. I don't know if that actually changes. Next flight I'm going to have to check that, and maybe this... Yeah, this is... We really should be descending. Actually, let's do that. Let's do this emergency. Because... cabin altitude. We're gonna just end this flight. We're gonna go back to Monroe or to Freetown and
Robert Center Beeline, 243 Heavy. Cancel IFR at this time.
Beeline 243 Heavy IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000.
yeah, we're gonna do this emergency. I got this emergency message. We're gonna get down and we're gonna get back to
Robert Center
Freetown.
Beeline, 243 Heavy is timed 24 miles southeast of Gulf Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha 16,700 feet. Request flight following.
Beeline 243 Heavy, Robert Center. Squawk 4164.
Squawk 4164 Beeline, 243 Heavy.
Beeline 243 Heavy, radar contact 26 miles southeast of Gulf Foxtrot Whiskey Alpha 15,600 feet. QNH 29.80.
Roger Beeline, 243 Heavy.
All right, so we're gonna simulate. I mean, the plane is saying that it might just be right from simulator. And I'm just looking at the cabin pressure, or cabin altitude. Maybe that's how it always is, but I've never seen this message before. So maybe that's what happened. We just had a decompression. So oxygen masks on. We're gonna say we got an aircraft problem. Fire, generic critical. Let's do generic critical. Wish they had more in there. Generic critical aircraft problem, so we're going to be returning.
Gentlemen, the flight crew has been advised that there is a problem with the aircraft.
Freetown Tower Beeline, 243 heavy, 48 miles southeast, 13,700 feet to land.
Beeline 243 heavy Freetown Tower. QNH 29.0 wind 226 at 10. Make straight in runway 30.
All right, well we got an emergency.
Take straight in runway 30 Beeline,
get down
243
too.
heavy.
We're going to go to runway 30. Try to get this in the flight plan. Arrival runway 30. ILS 30. Insert. Yeah, there's no issue. We have no issue with, yeah, you can see the cabin altitude. So, yeah, this is, right, read that whole message. We're going to descend. We're going to get down. And I guess we'll try this flight again. Next live stream. This is kind of fun to do an aborted flight because of issues like this. We'll probably just start on the runway when I do the live stream, just so we don't have to do everything again and have the problem with the APU. See if that helps. I don't know if this was just one of those random failures, and it might have been. It's pretty cool. Hey, we're 54 nautical miles. We actually got pretty far out. We do want to get down to flight level 100 for oxygen purposes. We're going to change our destination here to Golf Foxtrot Lima Lima. We're gonna have to cancel the flight. We're gonna try again. I guess we'll try again on the next live stream. Oh, beautiful. It would have been a beautiful flight though. Something went wrong. Now I'm thinking we could have actually just flown all the way to Monrovia at 10,000 feet. We'll come back in the airport, make sure all of our probably safer on this way. This is our emergency, our alternate. Let's pull up LS. We need to be at 4,000 feet. Alright, so that message has gone away. We're going to land, and I'm going to try this flight again on the next live stream. Just start it fresh. I don't know if that problem is solved, but we went over. ATC. Well, yeah, I can contact them and do stuff. I also have, right now I have the flight assistant on to do the ATCs. That way I don't have to have this open, keep clicking it. That's with the Microsoft Flight Simulator ATC. At some point I'm going to get into VATSIM, and then it'll be just real. You're actually talking to another real life person in ATC. But yeah, basically it can be automatic if you turn on the flight assistant ATC communications. But I am coming back to land because we had a malfunction with the cabin altitude, and I think it's still showing there. I don't know if we have to set something. No. But I've never had that happen before. I got that, it was just that error message saying that lost a cabin pressure. Cabin pressure, you can see it's exactly the same as the altitude. And I'm going to have to do it on the next flight, actually have this cruise page open. The VATSIM, you might be able to do VATSIM on console. I'm not sure. I mean, if you have an internet connection, I think you just... Yeah, I have no idea what you can do. But VATSIM's not tied down to any simulator either. You can be on X-Plane, X-Plane, Prepared 3D, Flight Simulator X. But yeah, I haven't heard if it's not possible on console. You just need to download a client onto it or something. I'm not sure. I have no idea how consoles work nowadays. See the airport there. Yeah, that's our route when we took off. We're gonna come in and do the arc. I think we're safe flying at this low altitude. So we could have, I probably could have just gotten, I think I panicked and said, oh, we got to go land. I think we could have actually just flown 10,000 feet or something, or whatever safe altitude for the oxygen levels, and flown to Monrovia. Completed the flight, but, well, we'll double back. We'll try this again later. What's it called? VATSIM. Type it in here. VATSIM. I think there's also IVAO, which is, I think, a little more relaxed. VATSIM is pretty professional grade almost. We could have turned right here and just landed. Yeah, we're still our altitude's still pretty high. That wasn't what I was hoping to do. I was hoping we should have already been in probably Monrovia by now, but I didn't think that we could have probably just descended. And we weren't that far from Monrovia to begin with. It looks like we were about just under a quarter of the way to Monrovia. Better safe than sorry. We're going to get back and land. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, we still have the refueling going on. Also be a problem. Or door might be open. What's going on? If you look at our door page, That cargo door is still open, so that cargo door didn't go. And there's no way I can control it either. That's probably what the issue is that our pressure here on this one didn't say anything. Where is it? Something. But the air conditioning, new electrical. Cargo doors open. I think that's what the problem is. That's causing us to... That's actually really good that it does that, though. See, our cabin altitude matches flight altitude. Crazy stuff. Unfortunately not available. Yeah, well then you just got to use the ATC, and I don't use that sim a lot. It's not. I mean, it's just that it's an extra added thing that you can do. And at this point, I'd almost even say the ATC, in-game ATC is hit and miss. It's sometimes helpful if you're new and don't know exactly what you're doing. It'll tell you when to descend. Sometimes it won't, so you got to do that. And the ATC might have you flying in circles and doing stupid stuff. So. Always a good idea. Take it, especially when you're flying the A320 and you're learning the plane, just take it easy, figure it out. Ignore the ATC, just fly and learn the... Make sure you know your routes and all that. You gotta do. Once we get on the arc, I'm going to deploy flaps 1. Thanks to everyone watching over on Twitch. If you haven't already followed, I'm trying to get to 10 followers and an average of 3 viewers this week on all the streams. I believe we're at 8 followers now. I could throw up something. I'll have to throw up a little goal counter. Gotten to 8 followers, and thanks to James 9811M. Uh-oh. And then we get a crashed desktop. All right, well, that's just how it goes sometimes, I guess. Jump over here. All right, guys. Well, it looks like this was just not a flight to be. I was hoping we could land it, and that'd be pretty fun to have that emergency situation. James, I wonder if I can set up my game. If I can read. I wonder if I can set my game up so it's a little rather than learning everything. Yeah. Well, since we just crashed the game, let me open it up and we'll kind of do show you what you can. Ask if you want. Get a little music going on in the background still. All right. I'm going to show James a few things in Flight Simulator before I shut off for the afternoon. Be back in a few hours, hopefully in the evening. Maybe do some relaxing VFR or try to do this flight to Monrovia again. Avoid all that. So let me open up Flight Simulator. And Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if this will make everything easier, but there are some things. There are a lot of assists that Flight Simulator has that something like X-Plane or Prepare 3D don't have that. While waiting for that to come up, how was your Christmas? Everyone who is watching, how was your Christmas? I've asked this quite a few times on the stream. How's your Christmas? Go, what'd you do? Did you, I'm trying to think. What'd you get for Christmas? I know we had, over on YouTube, we had Petrus, been following quite a while. He got a 9090 piece, a Titanic Lego. Which I would like to bring up. If I go back to the gameplay page. Yeah, he got this Titanic Lego set. I think this is what it is. Creator Expert. $630. That's ridiculous, but that's what Petrus got. Pretty cool. Oh, okay. We got like all the little different sections in there. Yeah, it's got the engines. What is that? 53 inches long, 17 inches high. That's what Petrus got. And then one of the Twitch followers came over today. Big shout out. Classic Evil. I'm gonna have to get with him on some virtual trucking, American Truck Simulator at some point. But he got a new computer, so if you go over to Classic Evil on Twitch, he has a few videos, like 4 videos in the last couple days on his new rig over there. Bye. Classic Evil, there he is. Trying out the Eurofighter, and he's also doing some Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. If you aren't already following Classic Evil, go check him out. Pretty cool hosting me on his channel right now. Oh, this is taking forever. Load up now. Pull up basically what I do in my sim, I turn off. Oh, this is in flight model. There's assistance. Like in the assistance, I have it all set to hard, but then I turn off like the failure and damage because I'd like to see my plane hit the ground as opposed to it just going and blacking out on the screen and all that. Still coming up. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, and I think it's probably the same guessing is the same in Xbox. Like the Takeoff auto rudder. That's going to be more for if you're flying the prop planes, propellers. But keeping your plane straight shouldn't be too hard if you have your rudder stuff set up. Assisted yoke. So I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's everything. There's lots of assist. Okay, here we go. We're open. Go into options, assistance options. Here, I'm on hard for everything. Then I have my custom for failure and damage disabled. Just because as soon as something happens, it automatically just ends your flight, which in reality is real, but I'd rather they added in a model kind of like an X-plane where you could see your plane crashing out of the sky because you ripped off a wing or whatever. And then user experience I turn off. Let's just kind of go through these things. We have aircraft systems. You can turn on various helps. You can turn on unlimited fuel if you want. The lights to be automatically turned on and off, landing lights, all that. Auto mixture, that's more for your propellers, smaller planes. Gonna have that mixture stuff. Navigation aids. You can have your route and waypoints. They'll show up on the screen if you do that. Just show up while you're flying. You'll be able to see, fly to it. Taxi ribbon for taxiing. Landing path. I think landing path, it actually shows like rings, get you on the right glide slope. And they can get flying tips, objectives, different stuff like that. Piloting. Now this might be something you'd like. Like here was the AI radio, the ATC. Yeah, there's a lot you can change. You don't need to have everything just set to easy. You can go like all assists, middle ground, true to life. So I typically do true to life and then I adjust things. I just don't want the ATC panel open right away. Checklist, I turned that off so I don't see it. But you can the key effect, inflate when aircraft, off. I mean, you can have your heads-up display. You don't have to be looking at the things when you're outside the plane. You see a lot of people streaming, they'll have that heads-up display outside the plane. I like to keep it as realistic looking as possible. I disable these again so I can have the plane just laying there and then take a picture of it or whatever. Oh, but yeah, lots of little things. I mean, piloting, it's got an auto rudder. That's going to help you maintain level flight if you don't have rudder pedals or something. One of your key binds to it. A yoke. Basically, I think you can have auto trim. So even if you're in a plane that doesn't have auto trim, like the Airbus A320 has auto trim when you have autopilot on. A lot of this stuff is already in autopilot, but yeah, lots of different little things. I mean, if you're actually in, yeah, we'll have to do some. I'm gonna have to get into some of those multiplayer flights at some point. Yeah, when you're actually in a flight, like for the bigger planes, all the planes they should have a checklist to be able to get your plane started if you're going from cold, dark, but I think the hardest thing, once you get your plane up in the air and everything, the hardest thing is then just how do you use the flight computer and land and do your ILS and all that stuff. And so many videos out there talking about that and going through that. And if you go back and watch some old videos, or next time I'm streaming, hopefully we're able to do the whole thing. You kind of got a rough little thing of that as we were going in. I'll try to slow it down for everyone next flight. Alright, well, I'm going to step away here and do some lunch and some shopping, and then maybe come back in the afternoon. So keep an eye out for that on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and Twitch, I'll be streaming to both right now. If you haven't already, follow on Twitch, and hopefully we can get to that affiliate level and get some cool subscriber stuff and all the other cool stuff you can do on Twitch at that point. But thanks for coming along on the flight. Had to cut this one short because we had a decompression, like a altitude problem. But I'll see you next time, probably in a few hours. Keep an eye out for that. And if not, tomorrow morning, we'll start streaming 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning again, Central Time. See ya!